What's your background and why are you here at this conference?
I'm right now the president of the International Association of Schools of Social Work, IASSW, which is the international association of all the schools in social work in the world. And my role in this is as one of the organizers representing. And actually, this time is the second time when the free international organizations are organizing an international conference together. And that's my role this time.
You were also in Hong Kong then, 2 years ago. Could you describe what has happened since Hong Kong and with the agenda and everything? How has it developed?
Yeah, I'm from Hong Kong myself, and I'm very happy that in Hong Kong we launched the global agenda process. And by the global agenda process, we mean that the whole world, all the social work community are coming together and develop global agenda on what the social work community wants to do in the future decade. And we lay down the agenda, the priority, the top priority issues that we would like to, make an impact on. And actually, during the Hong Kong conference, we developed a draft of the agenda. And then after that process, we developed a series of consultations around the world. We involved the national and the regional organizations to refine the draft agenda that we have developed. And then finally, we were able to develop a global agenda that is endorsed by the three international organizations. And then in March, the three organizations and the presidents of the three organizations, IASSW, ICSW, and IFSW, we went to Yuen, the headquarters at New York, and presented the global agenda to Helen Clark. And then after that, actually, we are now developing a process whereby all the national and regional organizations are coming together to develop action plans on how are we going to implement the global agenda that we have developed. And actually, we will be developing an observatory. And by observatory, we mean that there will be a regular reporting platform whereby the national and the regional organizations will report on the implementation plans, the actions that they have taken with regard to the global agenda. And we are going to monitor the process and see how different countries and regions are doing in terms of the implementation of the global agenda. And we hope that 2 years later, when we are going to meet in Melbourne, then we'll be able to report on the progress that we have made and what kind of impact we have made in terms of the implementation of the global agenda.
So more than 2,500 people gathering like this from over 100 countries. What does this mean and why is this important from a global perspective?
Yeah, I think it's very important for us to gather together from all different countries all around the world. And I think we come from different cultures, different backgrounds, different continents. And with that, we'll be able to inject different perspectives into our deliberations, into our discussions. And I think, and also because we come from education background, and we come from practice background, and we come from policy background. So I think we have a really good mix, and we have different perspectives. And by doing so, we'll be able to enrich our own perspectives and help us to develop policies and practice and education practice that will be, more international, more embracive, more global, and we'll be able to understand and appreciate the cultural differences that we come from.
And what is your impression so far from the conference?
I think, all the participants have been very enthusiastic, participating in the different plenary sessions and the discussion sessions, and coming to the booths, and et cetera, et cetera. And I think I can see a lot of enthusiasm, in this Congress.
and specifically about education in social work. What importance and consequences does international conferences like this have?
I think as an educator myself, I think this sort of conference will enrich my understanding of international issues and problems. What is happening around the world, what are the new processes, new models, new practice models that have been developed in different parts of the world. And I think this will enrich my teaching in social work. And this will help me to have more examples, more case studies, more perspectives to offer to my students, rather than limiting to the understanding of my own country.
And what would you say, if you singled out, what are the main challenges within social work and development from your perspective?
You mean around the world? I think there are many issues, like we highlight in the global agenda. I think there are issues relating to human dignity, that in some parts of the world, in a lot of places, people's dignity are not being respected, and we have to use a lot of social work measures and concerted effort to overcome human rights issues around the globe. And also I think there are issues relating to environment, to sustainability, and I think we have to work together in order to develop strategies to overcome issues relating to sustainability. And we have issues relating to international understanding, international peace, etc., etc. And I think there are many issues that warrant concerted effort. Like the issue of human trafficking is rather serious. It's very serious in some parts of the world, and I think that is something that we would like to focus on as well. I will summarize the conference by saying that this conference is a show of solidarity, and it's collective action, and also I'm hoping that we can have more social impact in the long run.